Right now, the big news is that Schapelle Corby is free.
Schapelle Corby has just come out. Schapelle Corby is out of jail.
And to give us the latest is Karl Stefanovic, who joins us online from Bali right now.
G'day, how are you?
Good, thank you for chatting to us, mate. What's the latest?
Schapelle, I think, is heading to an undisclosed location at this point. We sort of lost it after a certain point after she'd been done with all the official stuff. So it looks like she's been spirited away somewhere very quiet and private to reflect on what's been an interesting day and obviously a shocking 9 years, and to collect her thoughts for an interview, I guess.
Mate, you're there now, and were you around when she came out wearing the hat and some sort of sarong around her face?
Yeah, well, we were at the prosecutor's office, so that was the first time she got out of a car, I guess as a free woman, to go into that prosecutor's office, and mate, it was full on. Indonesian media packs, they tend to run differently, so the Aussies trying to keep up with them, and it just turned into a pretty awful kind of thing. And she was stuck in the middle of it all with that the bizarre hat and sarong around her face, which was very odd.
So what's this? Mate, the two media. So what's the difference between the way that the Indonesians are behaving and the Aussie journos?
Well, first of all, if this was to happen in Australia or just about anywhere else, the police would separate the media. They'd be behind a certain line, not able to go forward. So they don't have that over here. It's a free-for-all, and I've covered a few things over here, and the Indonesians are used to just getting their way and going in everywhere. They have full disclosure. It's a different sort of legal system set up, and they don't really protect the rights of that particular person. So it just becomes a free-for-all, and we all sort of just tagged along for the ride. It was pretty upsetting for her, I guess, but she knew that was coming, and Mercedes, her sister, was hit with pretty hard media on Friday, so I think they planned for it. But there's only so much you can do, you know.
Yeah, we're chatting to Karl Stefanovic live from Bali.
And it looks from the latest reports I read that it seems that Channel 7 have taken her off to a hotel, and that there's some talk that the first interview will be with them. Were you guys in there jockeying pretty hard? What's the behind-the-scenes situation?
Well, fortunately, being a humble breakfast TV host, I have no control over the purse strings. I'm more worried about if the company can afford to get me a bintang at night, let alone an interview with Schapelle Corby. And if I've got my nasi goreng and my bintang, I'm happy. So I was not involved in going after her for an interview. I'd love to talk to her, but good luck to her. If she's going to go and tell a story. Good luck to her.
I mean, today they were talking about, the big story had been about the fact that, to a certain extent, speaking of Channel 9, that the Nine Network enjoyed, pursuing this sort of view that she was innocent because it appealed to Australians. What do you make of that?
Well, I think it's a very hard thing to judge from the outside. I mean, all you can go on is her word and balance that up against, pretty overwhelming evidence. I mean, for the Indonesians, I get their perspective and what they found and what they connected over here was pretty strong evidence. There's always going to be Australians who believe that she was set up, but that's, again, very difficult to prove. So, look, I understand why people are divided on her guilt or innocence, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. She's had to serve a time out, and now she's out. So, look, I hope that she's able to make some sort of normal life out of it all eventually.
Has your view wavered over the years?
I guess it has. I guess privately it's always been something that's come up at barbecues, and, I think my family's always had an opinion about it, and, I'm not trying to sit on a fence, but I think you've got to respect the laws of another country, irrespective of how hard it may seem and the injustices that may privately be going on. So I think that evidence was very strong on their behalf. For them it was pretty obvious. If she was tried in Australia, if it happened in Australia, I'm sure there might have been other things that went on to try and, from a defence point of view, to try and prove otherwise. But, I think the evidence they had at the time was pretty strong, and that led to her incarceration for a long time, She did it a long time, 9 years.
You think about it,
there's a lot of marijuana. I don't think I've ever seen that much marijuana.
How much have you seen, Karl?
Well, again, going back to Channel 9's wage.
I think you're doing all right. Mate, can I ask you, how long are you going to be in Bali for?
Look, I reckon we'll be here another couple of days, and then we'll be home. So we'll be around poolside. Hopefully at some point in the next couple of days.
Well, enjoy your bintangs. Don't be careful when you brush your teeth.
Yeah, mate. We had 3 guys go down as soon as they got here because they were silly. They had a big night and they started drinking water when they got home, which is a common bloke thing to do, obviously.
No. No.
You know what I mean?
I do know.
So I just don't brush my teeth for the weeks on end that I'm here.
Good to know, Karl Stefanovic. We will see you on the Today Show tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Anytime, boys. Talk to you soon.
See you, mate. There we go. Karl Stefanovic live in Bali, giving us the latest there. And it seems that even though the 9 Network covering it there, that the 7 Network have got the exclusive, taking her off to the Sentosa Hotel in Bali. Nice place. Stayed there myself.
Yeah, good joint.
Yeah, really good.
Oh, nice.
You've got to say, when I stayed there, the room was a bit like the Big Brother house.
Oh,
You know that compound thing that happens in Indonesia?
probably not the best for Schapelle then, is it?
No, I wouldn't think so. Open space would be good. Maybe let her run around on the oval for a while.